Here we are, gang. It's that time again. Time to play Stardew Valley. Time to pull up my chat. In case anyone wants to talk about playing Stardew Valley or anything else. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hello there. Good to see you. I'm just getting set up. With my slightly haphazard setup here. Thank you. I hope your Sunday's been lovely as well. Anything fun to share? Do anything exciting today? Oh, I need to turn on my volume. There we go. Watching DS9 and taking a nap. Yep, that sounds pretty ideal. I went for a pretty long hike today. Here in Ohio, it's a little cold and a little windy. I underdressed for it a bit, but, you know, once you get in the walking mode, start to not notice the weather so much. Ah, that's right. When last I left Hollow Tree Farm, summer had started. I picked a handful of crops. Time to water. I'm pretty sure farmers don't walk around with a big silver watering can, individually watering all their crops, but I can see the appeal to it. That way you could whisper little affirmations to each plant. True. Dressing in layers, very important. They keep expanding Stardew Valley. I wonder if there'll ever be a temperature component. I guess there would need to be a lot more outfit changing if that were to be a thing, huh? Yes. Yeah, there's something very cozy about watering the plants. Hi, Atticus. It's also another one of the sort of meditative activities of this game. I've spoken before here on the stream that was my job once upon a time, was watering plants. And it's actually a pretty relaxing thing to do. Oh, speaking of relaxing, here's a skeletal hand. Ah, how relaxing. Human remains. Well, Gunther will be excited. It's kind of his thing. Ooh. Oh, that's right. It's a new season. So I haven't collected all of the forageables. Forageables. Is that a word? Let's say it is. Thank you. Thank you, Becky. I think we have to assume that every word started as a word somebody wanted to exist. And then if you just use it confidently enough, at some point someone adds it to a dictionary. Come on, seashells. Yeah, I always like to talk about how dictionaries are descriptive rather than prescriptive. I know some real grammar nerds that get upset when a word like irregardless gets added to the dictionary. It's like, sorry, the dictionary describes how people talk. It doesn't tell people how to talk. Wednesday, so Pierre's is closed. Leia! Aw, you didn't like that? Oh, I accidentally gave her plant fibers. Okay, well, no wonder she was confused. Sorry, Leia. It was the controller. I'm still getting used to it. Yeah, language kind of has to be fluid and alive. And that it's always sort of changing to meet the needs of the people using it. Good news, friend. I brought you a bone hand. I could have called the police, but no. I brought it to you. My creepy museum friend. One day, sewer. One day I'll make a new sewer friend. Let's pop in the community center and drop off a couple things before I forget and sell them. Sewer friends. Gotta love the sewer friends. Oh, where am I going? Over here. Whoops. No, down here. Some of my best friends are sewer friends. Okay, that's not true. But, one day maybe. Spiceberry. Don't know precisely what that is, but it sounds delicious. All right, there we go. Progress. Stop and listen to the phantom wind inside the community center. Creaking boards. The mysterious wind chimes. All important elements in any community center, really. Not just abandoned centers full of forest spirits. No, I don't want to hunt crabs. Anybody's birthday? Nope. Oh, hey, there's my last piece I need for the foraging bundle. Cool. I did some interesting stuff today. I went for the walk. Started working a little bit more on my next poetry collection, which is a fun process. One of the strangest things is trying to figure out some logic behind the order of a poetry collection. Questions like, do I want to put like poems with like poems? Or do I want there to be a rhythm to the different subjects? It's not until I start to put together a collection that I really notice how often I come back to the same subjects. But it's usually not how I prefer to organize them. Also working on applying to a couple of fellowships. Free up some more writing time for me. So that's an interesting process. Oh, thank you. I spent a lot of time thinking about the order of that first collection. I'd say I'm approaching, about half of the poems for the second collection. Probably be at least a year before I can get that one together, but kind of amazing. Thank you. I have no idea what to expect for the fellowships. You know, I used to work in academia. I used to teach English and literature, and that was kind of my background. And then I did some administrative stuff at a college, and I since sort of realized that, how to put it? I feel like art in academia, writing and criticism doesn't do enough to really find an audience, isn't really interested in engaging with people. And now I'm very interested in engaging with people and sort of serving people with affirmations and trying to help others who struggle with mental illness and feeling disconnected with nature and that sort of thing. And I really like what I'm doing, but sometimes exactly what I'm doing is harder to explain in a form than when I was more of an academic writer and poet, you know. That stuff fits easier into a resume. But I'd say I am making the sort of things that I want to make more than ever before. So that feels good. But we'll have to see if more established things like writing fellowships are interested in supporting the sort of things I do. We'll see. Worth a shot. Yeah. Word wizard. I like the title. One of the big academia problems is they're kind of set up to be gatekeepers. It's kind of the point. I mean, often what they are selling is one degree over another, or, the reason you need to go to them instead of, say, learning on your own. And there's merit to that in certain fields. But, I had poetry professors who I always kind of thought, well, nobody's reading what you write because you don't try to find an audience. And to me, that's kind of a strange way to go about poetry. Or writing in general. Writing without any interest in really finding an audience. Good night, Atticus. That's a pretty screen. I bet the stars in Stardew Valley are amazing. Not a lot of light pollution from the town. Right. Surgery, yeah, is a good example. Right. Yeah, I went and got a bachelor's degree in English, literature, and poetry, and then went and got a master's in English and poetry. So nobody could accuse me of making smart financial smart financial decisions. But hey, I am who I am. The good news is my favorite things are usually free. Writing and walking in the woods, photography, once you have the camera. Sitting here with a dog at my feet playing Stardew Valley isn't terribly expensive either. I love making things. Sometimes I'm a little confused when I meet somebody who doesn't seem interested in making things. I mean, to each their own, but it's like, but that's kind of part of the fun of being alive. All right, crops watered. Oh yeah, I haven't looked in here for a little bit. Oh, that's right, I made some mayonnaise machines last time. Cool. I had another idea for a different kind of stream. One thing slowing me down is I'm not really sure what to categorize it as. No, I was just saying hello, Linus. Hi. I like the idea of a stream where I just sit and make up a story. And I suppose I could try to interact with chat while I do it, although it might be a little harder to read while I'm making up a story. But I think I might give that a try at some point. Just because I love that sort of thing. I'll light a couple candles and try to set the stage for making up some sort of weird fiction tale. Okay, you're on board. Cool. Oh, these bugs. Yeah, I'd like to do some streams like that. I'm also tempted to do some streams where I essentially just turn on the stream and work on poetry. And then other folks can come and work on their projects, and we can kind of do some creator support. By which I mean just keep each other company. Because, you know, I sit here at the desk a lot anyway, working on one project or another. Might be nice to open up the chat. Art parties, yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to phrase that. I guess we used to have craft kind of parties at my house from time to time, back when we could see other people. One day we can do that again, but it'd be fun to do virtually. Yeah, I'll have to work on figuring out a schedule. I think having a steady schedule will be key to making these things available to people. Although, you know, I do my best to put everything up on YouTube. But I really love, I mean, what's fun about Twitch is actually having conversations. Ooh, yeah. You know, I've never set up a Discord. Discord, they're kind of a hole in my technical knowledge. But then again, I didn't know how to stream 2 weeks ago, and I figured it out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got the sense it wasn't rocket science, so I'll have to set something up. I'll have to find some moderator help though. I had a Facebook fan group, and eventually I found some people to kind of take over the moderator activities of that. Because the problem is I sort of have a full-time gig of chasing a toddler around most of my hours. It limits my my bandwidth. So I figure most of the streaming I do will continue to be in the evening. But then again, I have more time on weekends too, that we could do the art parties. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, he is both adorable and so much work. Yes, my My son is 1.5. He's very cute, but I just have to constantly make sure he doesn't do something to accidentally murder himself, which is a lot of work. Uh, 30 slime. Yeah, what does that look like inside this wooden chest, I wonder? Maybe that's one of those things that's best not to think about. All right, I want to process these geodes. I guess I'll do that tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, them babies. This is the first baby I've really looked after, so. I gotta say, it's not as terribly hard as I thought it would be in some ways. Well, at first it was just the panic of, how am I going to keep this thing alive? And once that got over, then it's more just the general exhaustion of it. And this week, I think he has growing pains or something because he's just not sleeping through the night anymore. Which means I'm not sleeping through the night anymore. So if I say anything that just doesn't make sense on here, let's go ahead and blame that. Well, there's an important quest. The mayor's shorts. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out for him. Let's check those forest spirit bundles real quick. Oh, that's right. I just missed the spring one. Summer, I think I've planted everything for those. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling optimistic about tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't blame him. He's doing serious brain growth, becoming human stuff, but my days of being able to really function without sleep are behind me. Whoops. I dug one thing too many. Oh, the slow walk. The slow, tired walk home. There's a sleepy farmer. Ooh. I forgot that they sort of penalize your energy if you overexert yourself. Aw, thanks, Mom. I was also thinking it might be fun to just sort of do a stream where I quietly read poetry. And then I was, I've been looking around Twitch for seeing what sorts of categories people stream in. And it occurred to me, it's like, me just reading poetry, does that go in the ASMR category? Hard to say. I've known about ASMR for a while, but not really familiar with the details. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, geez. I could do ASMR, I guess. Why not? Are you off to bed, Becky? Ah. Cool. You were right there with that. Are you an ASMR fan? Oh, geez. Okay. I saw you say bedtime. Yes, you are. Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, I like to podcast and I like to do sort of. I like to do kind of like quiet, deep voice sort of narration. I think that's something I could do. I'm not sure I really had a handle on how popular it was until I started looking around Twitch. But you know, why not? Yeah. Yeah, you know, the parts I've watched, there were a few things that kind of, you know, got the tingles, but for me, a lot of it had more to do. For me, the appeal was just the relaxation factor. And it seems like there's a huge variety of things labeled as ASMR out there. So I suppose people shop around and find what appeals to them. But I had that same thought for my ad-libbed story kind of stuff too. And I saw a lot of people reading, you know, old works that are in the public domain so that they could read them live. But truthfully, I think I could just kind of talk forever. Do sort of wandering stories about whatever pops into my head. Cool. All right. I'll explore that. I don't know. You know, I really only recently even thought about doing ASMR, but I definitely listen to podcasts and YouTube videos and streams of people playing video games to get to sleep often. So I really feel like there's a real value in it. It's one reason I wanted to start streaming. I feel like streaming is just sort of a good way to have, I don't know, company, comfort. Yeah. Yeah, the value of human connection, especially right now. But also all the time, right? I remember how excited I was as a little kid when I found I could get audiobooks from the library. So I've sort of been in love with listening to other people talk since then. Let's see. What does Gunther have already? Every once in a while, this game, I feel like, oh, geez, I didn't have a very productive day, and I really have to think about that. Think, okay, it's Stardew Valley. The point of Stardew Valley is whatever you set on a given day. There is no reason for me to worry about productivity. I am not doing a speed run. Yeah, right. Productive fake days. Yeah, well said. Even oh, dun dun dun. Maybe real life is a game, and the game is real life. Yikes. My wife just stuck her face in, and she has on some sort of face mask beauty thing that I've never seen before. And she disappeared again as mysteriously as she arrived. I'll say hi to her if she reappears. She thought she might come sit in here and crochet, which is one of her new hobbies. She just taught herself how to crochet with the aid of YouTube videos over the last few weeks, and figured out she really loves it as kind of a calm, meditative activity while doing things like watching video game streams on YouTube. There aren't too many good things to say about the pandemic, but I will say that it seems like a lot of people have used the time to indulge their curiosity and find new passions. And that is lovely. I know I very much enriched my baking knowledge over this thing. Yeah. Felting. Felting is a cool one. She's Leslie, my partner. She's almost done with like a full-sized blanket. Because it turns out that pretty much every evening she likes to sit and crochet. I kind of want this rug. How much money do I have? 10,000. You work during the... Yeah. Leslie, thankfully, has had the ability to work from home. I left a job a couple of years ago. Lately, I've just sort of been our main child care. I had some fairly intense mental health struggles. But I've taken quite a bit of time and therapy and work. And happy to say that those are getting pretty well under control. Just, depression and anxiety stuff. Artist stuff. Yay for artist stuff. Were you able to get vaccinated already, Becky? I was able to get my first shot. Leslie was too. Because we were both on overflow lists. as people who said we could absolutely show up in 15 minutes if there were extra doses. So, that's wonderful. Sorry to hear about your brother. But yeah, it's wonderful that you were able to get the vaccine quickly. Yeah, I can't wait. I get my second shot on April 9th. Yeah, normalcy is going to be interesting. Because I know we're not just flipping a switch, even with vaccinations. But certainly will help. I was talking with Leslie and realized we haven't been to a restaurant since October of 2019. And taking care of a toddler is nice, but I have been away from him a total of twice in the year and a half that he has been with us. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to, hire a babysitter and things like that. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I haven't missed restaurants that much. I can still indulge in things like DoorDash and, um, eh, as I said, my favorite hobby is hiking and doing nature photography and writing. So the pandemic didn't put a cramp on too much of that. One of the main things I missed is I always really loved to take my laptop and go write at the local library or coffee shop. I just love the background sound of, people kind of quietly going about their business. I don't know. There's something that inspires and motivates me to write in an atmosphere like that. Yeah, coffee shops I miss them. Also, I find that if I go to a place outside of my house to write, it really locks me in on the writing. Sort of the mindset of, well, I came here to write. Much like I have an easier time exercising if I go to the gym rather than try to do it at home. Another thing I haven't been able to do for quite a while. But that purposefully leaving your house to go do a thing, I always find it helps me focus. Yeah. And, I sort of have an office space at home. The problem is everything else I enjoy is also at home, I have some trouble pretending that all of my other hobbies aren't right around the corner. All right, crops watered. You have a coffee shop that's open? We have, for the most part, stayed out of public spots. We're in kind of a rural area, and people around here are not terribly great about wearing masks and social distancing. I'm not sure if the library is open or not, but as I said a bit ago, I will be fully vaccinated on the 9th. And then I don't know why I wouldn't go right in the library. So I'm looking forward to that. I will say, though, that a lot of the returning to normalcy stuff is going to feel very odd. It's going to feel like time traveling. Yeah, sleeping in, yes. Sleeping is at home. Yes, it is. I really love conventions, too. That's another thing I missed. I went to a really great podcasting convention not too long before the pandemic. I thought that was great, really inspirational. I love to go to writing conventions. I don't know. I've just been sitting here thinking about all of the things that it will be nice to return to. Oh, Gen Con. I've never been to Gen Con. I have some friends that would go every year. All of their stories were a little harrowing. Yeah, online's not quite the same. I live near Columbus, Ohio, so I tend to make it to the gaming conventions. What's it called? Origins is here in Columbus. Let's see. Aha. All right. This has been taking up space in my inventory. Here you go, buddy. Origins, yes. I think they have a writer's track too, but that's never why I went. I always went to just do tabletop gaming with friends. Sometimes it's fun to be like a panelist at conventions, but often I find it steals a little bit of the fun to be a presenter. I don't know. The last podcasting convention I went to was out in Seattle. It was called PodCon. And on that one, I organized one panel with the Jeffrey Craner from Night Vale and Adel Rafai from Hello from the Magic Tavern. Justin McElroy was on it originally, but he had a schedule conflict.